Okay, we're looking here at constructing trigonomic expressions. So the first thing I want to talk about is this thing called SOHCAHTOA. So, SOHCAHTOA. That's sine equals opposite over hypotenuse, cosine or cos equals adjacent over hypotenuse, tan equals opposite over adjacent. So the first thing we need to do in this question is to label our sides. So the first thing I'm going to do is label the hypotenuse, because that is always opposite the right angle. Next, we've got to look at where the angle is. The angle at the moment is up in that corner there, so we've got to go down to there, and that's going to be my opposite side. And so if that's the opposite side, this becomes my adjacent side. So now I've got opposite and adjacent. If I go back to SOHCAHTOA, that's tan. So we're going to have tan 64 equals opposite. Opposite, which happens to be C, over adjacent, which is going to be X. B. Again, we go through the same process. The first thing I'm going to do is draw an arrow opposite my right angle, so that's my hypotenuse. Then I'm going to look at my angle here and go across there, so that's going to be opposite. And this one here is going to be adjacent. So they're my bits. So my formula. So now I've got opposite and hypotenuse, so it's going to be sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. So we've got sine 70 equals A over X. So C, again, first step, there's my right angle. Opposite my right angle is going to be my hypotenuse. Then I look at my angle. Opposite the angle, it's my opposite side. The other side is called my adjacent side. Again, I look here and go, I've got my opposite and my hypotenuse. So we're going to have sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. So sine 35 is going to equal there X over B. Part D. Again, first thing I look at is which side is my opposite side. So we go there, opposite. So that's going to be my hypotenuse. So it's opposite my right angle. Then I look at my angle and say which side's opposite that. So it's going to be my opposite side. And the side next to it is going to be my adjacent. So again, I look at SOHCAHTOA. I've got opposite and adjacent. That happens to be tan. So I've got tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. So that's going to give me tan 79 equals X over F. Part E. First thing I do, look at opposite side to my right angle. So it's going to be my hypotenuse. Then I've got my angle. Opposite side to the angle is my opposite side. The other side is going to be my adjacent side. I've now got those values in there. So then I look at what I've got. I've got my opposite and I've got my hypotenuse. So that's going to be sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. So now I can write in sine 40 equals D on X. Part F. First thing I look for is opposite the right angle. So that's going to be my hypotenuse. Then I look at where my angle is, and the side opposite that is going to be my opposite side. My other side is going to be my adjacent side. Adjacent side. So again, I look at SOHCAHTOA. This time I've got adjacent and hypotenuse, so that's going to be my cos. So cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So then I can fill in the blanks. So cos 43 is going to be x over e. Bottom row now. I have got my right angle. Opposite to that is my hypotenuse. Then I look at my angle. The side opposite that is my opposite side. The side next to it is my adjacent side. As you notice for each one of these, I've labelled all three sides every single time. Even though the data doesn't show all three sides, I've always labelled all three sides so I make no confusion about them. Later on, you might get questions where you need to know all the different sides. So now we need to use which one it is. So this one we've got opposite over hypotenuse. So it's going to be sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. So it's going to be sine 68 equals I over x. H. First thing I do before I start, look for my opposite side to the right angle. So that's going to be my hypotenuse. Then I've got my angle there. So going across from my angle, and that's going to be my opposite side. And my side next there is going to be my adjacent side. Whoops, I'll put an A in the beginning there. Adjacent side. So this time I've got adjacent and hypotenuse. So that up there in SOHCAHTOA is going to be my cosine. So cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So cos 61 equals my adjacent, which is g, over hypotenuse, which happens to be x. My last question here. Again, right angle. Opposite the right angle is my hypotenuse. Then I look at my angle here. Opposite side to that is my opposite side. And the other side next to it is my adjacent side. So this time again, I've got my opposite and my adjacent. So up at the top there, I've got my TOA, the TOA bit of SOHCAHTOA. So tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. So it's going to be tan 30 equals h over x. So that is how you do question 1 of 12C.